I'll just close this door behind us. All right. Hi there, nice to meet you. Yes, I will be your color coordinator today. All right. I'm also an interior designer, so how are you doing? Yeah, I found the place okay, thank you. So let's get started with our designs here. So I basically just went to the nearest Sherwin-Williams and grabbed up as many of their books as possible. They thought probably I was crazy or something, but you know what? I gotta do my job, right? You specifically wanted Sherwin-Williams, so I'm gonna go over this 2021 collection of the year, okay? I have a few palette option choices that we can briefly go over with time. What would you like to start with? I could start with the collection and then we're gonna go over the other categories. So here we have Delightfully Daring. Okay, it's this green cover. Then we have Softer Side color collection. All right. Yeah, thankfully these booklets are free, otherwise I'd be in trouble. Then we have Livable Luxe, Coastal Cool, Vintage Finds. Ooh, exciting. I love the way this room is organized, don't you? Quiet Comfort. That's quite peaceful. It's like a beach home. Fashion Forward, if you're like an artsy type. American Heritage. It's kind of like cabin theme. Natural Wonder, if you like the great outdoors. Urban Outlook. And Timeless Beauty. It's another nice fresh appearance and perfectly polished for that organized, decluttered look. So let's get to it. I will show you the first one, the Delightfully Daring collection. So what in general were you looking for? Were you thinking of in terms of your home? You said you wanted all 5 of your bedrooms painted. Now, would you want like a glossy type of paint, or would you want something more matte finish? You want the girl's bedroom gloss, that's fine, and you want the rest matte. Okay, she's kind of like that perfectly polished I just showed. Yeah, okay, we can go over that. Well, basically, here's one example. So basically in every single booklet I will show you here, they show the room, okay, with the colors on the side and how it organizes itself. So this is the coordinated furniture color, is this color. This would be the pig paint color, which is the wall in its essence. This is in the color Passionate, which actually is, it's very pretty, isn't it? Yeah. And adding accents. So the accent would be, I'd say some of the green is in this painting and this green pillow right there. So those accent pieces are just little pieces that add like that. For example, the wall is green here, right? The furniture is brown, right? Green and brown work great together. The accent would be if I maybe, let's say example, threw this shirt on that, and this shirt would work because it has hints of green but also pop of touch of color, like nature colors, like green, brown. This is a nature themed shirt, so this would work. This is why this coordinates actually great in an essence. And black works well with everything, so I don't know if my tan works well though. My face is a bit red. All right, but yeah, you get the point. So there are different colors here to choose from of the collection, okay? So we have, for example, Diamond Weave, all right, Breezy Aqua, and September Skies, right? So whatever reminds you of maybe a season, maybe you want every room to have its own theme, like this room is kind of like a, well, I notice it's getting to be kind of like a coastal beachy theme. So But you always have to have like a piece of furniture that maybe is mismatched, like this one, right? Like this one doesn't really remind you of a, maybe it does, I don't know, but not me personally. But yeah, there's so many more illustrations to depict this color. See the greens and the reds. Yeah, the accent of the throw blanket. Yeah, so I'm gonna give all of these to you. We're just kind of collecting some data now in a quote. And next time I come over, we're gonna go ahead and discuss the other options as well. Okay, since it's a big home you have, so yeah, it's a lot of bedrooms. Yeah, I know. It's gonna take a while. Do you know the square footage? Oh wow. Okay. Yes, so that's gonna require several buckets per room. All right. Yeah, just you get some inspiration, right? This is the diamond weave I was talking about. See how pretty it is? Like you see the palette and you're like, I'm not sure. And then you put it in the wall and it's like, wow, brilliant. So online they have options where you can actually select a color and then paste it onto the wall that they show. So it's really cool. And you get a jiffy of an idea on what you would like. Yeah, so I can show you one palette, for example. This has, it's kind of hard to read, Chesterfield green, natural habitat, mountain moss, and ryegrass seed. Darker colors always close your room off, making it appear smaller than it actually is. And it creates a more of a darker vibe, so keep that in mind. If you have like issues with mood and depression and stuff, I never recommend anything darker than this because this will suppress your mood, especially if the room does not get a lot of sunlight. It's no fun. For colors darker than this, you need bright furniture and a lot of lights, like lamps inside, to contrast. So I'm not saying a dark room causes depression. I'm just saying you need to keep that in mind, not to make other pieces and accents dark as well. Got it? Unless that's your preference. If you prefer like Halloween all year round, hey, be my guest. Okay, that sounds like fun. Actually, you know what, I take my word back. That sounds like fun. All right, so here's a color example. So right now the color on this wall is a very bright green. So how you tell is you put it here, and you have a lamp right in front of us that's pretty white and bright, so it's perfect to determine shades are darker or lighter. All four of these are darker, unless you see colors differently, then I'll help you. But you can see this one closely matches to this one. So how you can tell also is putting like other things, like this one, for example. Okay, so you get like colors like this, and you go like this. Okay, and then you put both of these in the wall. If you're like trying to negotiate between two or more separate colors as an option on a wall, so you put all of these like this. I can only do it with one hand, sorry, but you see what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So like if you're trying to pick out different pieces of furniture and coordination, now there's also color wheels out there online that show you what works best with what. Like yellows go great with purples, browns go great with blues and greens, so much more as well. All right. Make sure you also test this on other sides of the room. Like the darker sides have different color appearance than the brighter side, like this one. Okay, test it with the lights as well. Do you see the difference? Now this has more of a yellow tinge, so be prepared for the difference in color when you do such a thing. Notice it's cooler. It has a more blue tone, even this wall, during the day. And at night, it becomes more yellow and illuminates. Depends on the light as well, okay? If you have a white light or a red light, keep that in mind as well, especially those LED strip lights. They can alter the appearance. So that's just one option for you. Okay, would you like the green so far? The green color palette? All right, I can provide that to you then. Yeah, oh yeah, these are all free. So these are all for you. So I'm just gonna put that in the pile. All right. And you can match and color coordinate. So this is the softer side. Okay, so this could be maybe one of the boys' bedrooms, perhaps. You know, many more colors here. Mix and match your colors. So they put all of these together because they all in itself coordinate within each other. So there's mellow coral. You know, just because it's all pink doesn't mean it doesn't work, right? With charming pink and memorable rose, right? They can still work somehow, as long as you add different colored materials. Here's some options they have. This is a more bold look here, a balanced look here, or a subtle look here. So the pinks I showed are more the subtle colors, right? So some bedrooms that you can see that work well with such bright, almost pastel-y springtime colors. Yeah. Now, are you planning to change your rooms based on the seasons? Okay, good. All right, yeah, that does take a lot of work. Here's some more if you're interested. Very cool matte springtime colors and a palette that kind of reminds me of that. It'll be something like this. All right. So, anise orange, fragrant nectarine, or bountiful peach. So you can go ahead and see the differences. But notice again, when I shade the room, look how dark it gets. People think, oh, it's such a bright color. Not when it's nighttime. Same with this. Same with this. This still maintains its brightness and its youth, but not this one, right? See how orange they are? Sometimes you have to angle it to see the difference, you see? Colors can be deceiving. These all look the same, don't they? Almost. But turn it. You see? Another way to test accents in furniture. Put this against the wall. Does it work? Not really. That tells you maybe no things this color in there. Okay? So that's what these booklets are great for as well. Livable Luxe. This has a purpley theme to it. Like plum dandy, expressive plum, mink, temperate top. These are quite rich colors. I think this would look nice in your home, in my personal opinion, for a master bedroom or an office area. All right. Yes. Ooh, look how fabulous this is. So again, all these come with this array to let you know what can work potentially. Even the bathroom. I can't believe I forgot to mention that, but the bathroom would probably work well with this as well. But another palette that reminds me of Livable Luxe is this right here. So this purpley one. So as you know, they're always bright to dark in that range. Do you like this one maybe? Yeah? Pixie plum, wisteria tree, and sugar plumbed. This can work in some ways. This is just a very complex color, so I'm not sure you can even test it on furniture. Not really. Not really. Definitely, right? You see? So, We also have Coastal Cool, so there it is. Very similar to this one. You can even honestly put the book next to your wall to figure out, like, okay, which book should I choose for which room, right? So that's why I say always pick the wall color first. The rest is easy from there. You can buy your furniture to match the color. It's no problem. Sometimes you can even go to the local furniture store and ask them, like, okay, show them like the palette, like tell them, like, I have this color here. What furniture should I buy to coordinate, right? And even with these wheels, that's why you have this. You put it next to these wheels as well and darken them as well. Angle them. Move them around, bend them, right? Sometimes I used to even like tape these to other ones next to each other and make my own wheel of what works. And you minimize pros and cons. Like you have first 100 wheels and options, or colors, I mean, and make your own wheels or whatever. And then you have 50. Then next week you have 25. You minimize it until you pick your favorites. Then that's your room. And sometimes you can make a room with 4 different colors, as long as it works, you know, if you really can't make up your mind. So this one, if you're interested, happens to be ancient marble. Also colors very close in color work as well, just like this, okay? Keep that in mind. Here's the book. A lot to choose from. So have a look at the book. Do you have any questions for me so far? Great. You're getting inspired. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, try not to stick to traditional things as well. If you really are conflicted, you can also add a stripe in the middle of the room. Like one time there was a wall I painted that was, I think it was green. And then it had like a brown stripe, a bold colored stripe in about the middle of the room. And it just made the room have that extra touch, right? Sometimes that's what you need. Yes, this is definitely for more a younger youth generation. So you can see how it's like an eyeshadow palette, very bold and popping. Yeah. Which do you like? Which is your favorite? Maybe I can get an idea to help guide you. Okay, so you do like the sort of simplicity, but not so simple that it's without flavor, right? Well, call me anytime and you let me know, all right? You have a bunch of time to figure it out. Now next is quiet comfort, softer, gentler vibe, peaceful, very bright, will illuminate and lighten up the room. Not for everyone, it can appear kind of bland to some, but you're safe with these. None of these colors will ever darken the environment. It can only uplift. But if you don't want to live in a dollhouse, then maybe it's not for you. Okay? Check the whole book, even the back. Okay? There's inspiration in every single page. Kind of reminds me of this. This is probably the darkest they would go. Oyster bar, muslin, bolt, and intertwined. Right, so these you can fold so you don't confuse your mind. That's what they're for. Okay. If it's a piece of furniture you're looking for, get a chunk of wood this color, or paint it this color and put it next to that piece of palette. Fashion forward. So, I mean, you thought those were obnoxious on the other book. Look at how much these pop up. Definitely young and lively. But beware of the darks, because they're a risk, especially the blues. Very, very dark colors. Here's some added inspo for your next project. It is a lot indeed. It's a huge risk. And the color stays. So for those, you might need to reprime the walls, like sand them off and all of that. American Heritage. So these are also pretty dark. Actually, these are probably darker. The red, whites, and blues. You see how dark they are? Yeah. At least half of them. A lot of red they added in this. I don't know how I feel about that. A bold red only works in some instances. Natural Wonder. So, any ideas you're probably coming up with as you're looking at these pages? I like this selection. The Truly top is back. A lot of beiges and gray undertones to it. Any color that has an undertone, they're always added as their own color as well. So if this color, let's say this color has a gray undertone, they'll always add gray next to it to show you like what the kind of tones are and what matches. So yeah, it's very cool. And I like how whites are added to this because sometimes all you need is simplicity. Like a white, no color, just white can add. And it harmonizes well with the trimmings as well. Make sure the flooring and the ceiling are also in check with this. Because a lot of times that can be mismatched and, you know, people go crazy and they want to paint the ceiling too. Sometimes it's better kept left white. You see? And you make sure you hire good painters too. Don't worry about that. You'll work through us. All right. So here's the urbanized outlook. So kind of city life. Sort of metro vibe here. All right. I'd say even gives me a bit of a 70s vibe as well, if I'm honest. Just some of the colors. Timeless beauty. All right. I really like these colors. Don't be afraid to be daring, to venture out and try this with this and this. You never know what you can make happen and work. There you go. Some inspiration. Have fun. Be adventurous. Explore. It doesn't all have to be generic and one and the same. There's some colors similar to those. This one is Aqua Reservoir. It's a pretty one. Really pretty. Tree Swallow, Riverway, and Oceanus. I love blues. But be careful because they do not help with bringing light to a room. What do you think works with this? What do you think this looks like? Yeah, it's very gray. What do you think a good risk color could be with this? Brown always works with blue. It's just a matter of your opinion. I think a good risk color with blue would be probably orange, in some instance red, bold red, yeah. Perfectly polished. So this is the last book. All right. These are all kind of shiny, glossy. Even if they're matte, they still come across that way, so be careful. There you have it. Some last minute tips for you and your room. All right. Yeah, you like some of these? Yeah. Bohemian Black, yeah, that will definitely need some white bed sheets to it, right? To make the room pop, make a contrast. When you walk in, it needs to have dimension. Color is so important. It not only affects the mood, but how the room appears. Do you want it to remain flat and dull in appearance? Or do you want each room to have its own unique personality and characteristic? So I've given you all the pamphlets and the palettes, and I wish you the best. You let me know what colors you like of all of those. This was just the initial consultation. And then we'll go ahead and coordinate later, further, more, whatever you desire each room to have. Okay. If you want to work with us with any other projects like your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room, your dining room, etc. We even do basements, okay? So do let me know anytime if you do end up liking the selection and wanting to include in the rest of your home as well. It was great working with you. My name is Tony, and I'll see you soon. Yes, I will be on my way. You just take all those. They're free.